In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the oil on this 2019 Subaru Outback. In this vehicle, I have the 2.5 liter engine, and as you can see in the book, it says that the recommended oil is 0W20 full synthetic. It's also saying that when you're changing the oil and oil filter, the total amount that should be added is 5.1 quarts. If you happen to have the 3.6 liter engine, the oil's different. You can use the 5W30 conventional or synthetic. And when you're changing the oil in the filter, you want to add 6.9 quarts. It's a larger engine capacity, so it's going to have a larger amount of oil. One of the things that I love about this Subaru Outback is the ground clearance. It is elevated off the ground so high that you don't actually need to jack it up in order to change the oil. So no jack is needed. You can skip that step. The oil drain plug is located on the front side of the vehicle, directly in front of the driver's side tire. You're gonna enter this way and then kind of look into the center of the vehicle, and it's right there. The size of the engine oil drain plug is 9/16, so this is what you're gonna need. Okay, 5 minutes later, I'm checking back, and it looks like it is done draining. Hardly even a drip. I kind of have the car tilted downward a bit, so maybe that helped. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it back up. Okay, now it's time to go under the hood. Now that everything on the bottom is closed up, you're gonna need your oil, filter, funnel. You might need an oil wrench. I always bring that just in case. This is where your filter's located. It is an upside down, vertically mounted filter, so kind of unique. And this is where you're gonna put your engine oil. I really like this. It's convenient. You don't have to get underneath the vehicle to take it off and it spills everywhere. This is just mounted right here next to where your intake is for your oil, so it's fantastic. These like to get really hot over time, and when things get hot, they tighten. So usually it is hand tight when you put it on. Okay, and I can remove it as well. Sometimes you need to use your oil wrench, oil filter wrench, that is. So go ahead and twist this off, and of course it's going to be empty because it's mounted upside down. Instead of putting the Fram Tough Guard, I'm going to be putting on the Mobil 1 M1 108A. Been doing some research, and these Mobil 1 oil filters are much better than the Fram Tough Guards, so I'll be putting that on. Whenever you're looking at this location, always make sure that it's clean and that there's no fragments, there's no remnants of like the seal. This sticky rubber O-ring seal could be ripped off and left behind, so always make sure that it's just steel that you're putting straight on. And that right there's the easiest oil filter change you've ever done in your life. Put it on hand tight, and then now it's time to put in the oil. Now these get really tight as well, so I like to just grab some needle nose pliers, and then it gives you a little bit of extra leverage, and then you can just twist. So easy compared to trying to do it by your hands. Pop the filter on. Remember, this engine takes 5.1 quarts. I'm going to go ahead and start with 5 quarts even. And now for the 0.1. Once you're done, always start your vehicle to check the system. With the vehicle running, make sure that you have nothing dripping, nothing spraying out now that everything's under pressure inside of the system. Make sure you have no leaks, nothing spraying out. Everything's looking good. Now gonna check at the dipstick to make sure we're at the right level. Next step is to check the oil at the dipstick. Go ahead and pull this out and wipe off the excess. First one never counts. Put it back in and then pull it right out. You'll see that the oil is gonna be in between these two holes inside of the dipstick. Mine's right at the top of the line, indicating that it's full. Something I like to do next is measure how much oil I took out of the system. So I have my empty 5-quart container right here with the funnel on it, and all my used motor oil is inside of this container. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into here. I'll do that right now. I don't know if you can see that, but this says 4 quarts right here at this line. And we're a little bit higher than that. So I was able to pull out about 4.5 quarts. So that means that my Subaru burned about half a quart of oil, which is a normal process. That happens, it drips, it burns off. But it's important to understand, you know, how much does your vehicle burn off in between oil changes. That way, you know, you can supplement that as you're going in between the oil change. You really don't want your engine operating at lower than 5.1 quarts if you have that 2.5 liter engine. One more point, I like to write on a little sticker the next mileage that I need an oil change at. It might be overkill since I'm using full synthetic, but every 5,000 miles, I change the oil and I change the filter. I put this sticker in the top corner of my windshield. That way, whenever I forget, it's just right there. Hope that video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Good luck on your project.